Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into crypto evolution, trends reshaping finance and technology. Our goal here is pretty straightforward. Quickly pull out the key insights from the sources you sent over, looking at how crypto's shifting, from Wall Street to Web3. Big change is happening. We've sort of pinpointed five main areas driving this, like a roadmap for today's deep dive. First up, tokenized real-world assets, RWAs, and how they're maybe surprisingly connecting traditional finance and blockchain. Then Ethereum layer twos, how are they scaling DeFi, NFTs, really pushing for like mass adoption. Third, this emerging AI crypto angle with DePIN. Sounds complex, but it's unlocking decentralized compute and data markets. Interesting stuff. Fourth, eigenlayer and restaking, this whole new idea of modular security. We need to unpack that. And finally, Bitcoin. It's not just digital gold anymore, right? NFTs, runes, layer twos, it's evolving.
Yeah, and it's crucial to get why this matters for you, the listener. These aren't just small technical tweaks. It's a real convergence, a fundamental reshaping of finance, of technology structure. Honestly, get ready for a few aha moments, I think. The implications are pretty big.
Okay, let's jump right in. Starting with RWAs, these tokenized real-world assets, the sources suggest they're literally building a bridge. We're talking physical stuff like real estate, commodities, on the blockchain. But what's the real kicker here?
Well, the potential is just massive. You could unlock trillions in capital that's currently, tied up, illiquid. Think about making tiny fractions of a building or a piece of art instantly tradable anywhere in the world.
Right.
It brings liquidity, transparency to things that were really hard to trade before. Game changer for access.
Okay, so speaking of access, that brings us neatly to Ethereum layer twos. The sources are pretty clear. They're tackling speed and cost, right? For scaling DeFi and NFTs.
Yeah, how do you get Web3 into everyone's hands? Can't have it be slow and super expensive for every little click. Layer 2s, basically, they handle transactions off the main Ethereum chain, bundle them up efficiently, and then settle them back.
Making it faster, cheaper.
Way faster, way cheaper. It's like building the highways needed for all these decentralized apps to actually work at scale.
Now, this next one, AI and crypto via DePIN, decentralized physical infrastructure networks. That sounds like a mouthful, but what's the core idea? How are AI and blockchain mixing here?
So it's not just about like decentralized AI models, although that's part of it. It's more about breaking the stranglehold that the big tech giants have on computing power and data storage.
Okay.
Instead of giant data centers, DePIN uses distributed networks. People contributing their spare compute power, their storage. It creates these open markets for resources needed for AI. Think of it like a global user-powered supercomputer. Really disruptive potential.
And with all these distributed systems growing, security obviously becomes even more critical. Which leads us to eigenlayer and this restaking concept. The sources frame it as a new era of modular security. How does that actually work?
Right, so what's clever about eigenlayer is it lets Ethereum that's already staked, securing the main network, be sort of reused or restaked to secure other protocols and applications built on top or alongside Ethereum.
Ah, so it's like leveraging existing security.
Exactly. Shared security. It's way more efficient use of capital. New projects don't have to bootstrap their entire security system from zero. They can tap into Ethereum's established trust layer via eigenlayer. It makes the whole ecosystem more robust, more interconnected. It's a really smart innovation for capital efficiency.
Okay, fascinating. And finally, let's circle back to the original Bitcoin. The narrative seems to be shifting. NFTs with ordinals, these runes tokens, layer twos. Is this really changing Bitcoin fundamentally from just being digital gold? What are the big implications?
Oh, absolutely. It fundamentally challenges that narrative. For years, the main view was store value, maybe peer-to-peer cash at the start. Simple. But now, with ordinals putting NFT-like assets on Bitcoin, runes creating new ways to issue tokens, plus various layer twos aiming to add more functionality. It's becoming a much more versatile platform. People are building things on Bitcoin now in a way they just weren't before. It's definitely broadening its utility, its potential future role.
So, pulling it all together from this deep dive, what's the main takeaway? Seems like crypto is moving incredibly fast. We've got AI integration, real-world assets coming on-chain, these fundamental layer innovations. It's all reshaping the future, isn't it?
Definitely. And understanding these trends, it's not just for crypto enthusiasts anymore. This is about where finance and tech are genuinely heading. They're not separate streams. They're merging, creating these new economic models based on decentralization, programmable value. It's going to touch global systems.
So the final thought for you listening is, what does all this mean for your view on digital assets? Especially thinking about how these layers, RWAs, layer twos, AI, restaking, even Bitcoin's evolution are starting to stack and interact. It's building something complex, something new, definitely something to keep watching.